Hi, in this video we're going to be giving you a basic demonstration of the Wireshark network capture tool. So Wireshark is a free and powerful network protocol analyzer that you could use to capture and inspect data packets traveling across your network in real time. So this is something that is commonly used by network admins, cybersecurity professionals, and IT students to troubleshoot connectivity issues, analyze protocol behavior, detect suspicious activity, and learn how data flows between devices. So by breaking down each packet into detailed layers, Wireshark helps users understand exactly what is happening on their network. All right, so this is going to be a two-part demonstration here. So for the first part, we're going to be analyzing traffic between two computers on the same network. And then for the second part, we're going to analyze traffic coming from the internet. All right, so we have two computers. We're on Windows 11 Home right here. Then we have another computer called Windows 11 Pro that we're going to be connecting to do things such as ping, remote desktop, and that type of thing. All right, so these are both on the same local area network, and we have remote desktop enabled on the Windows 11 Pro computer so we could connect into it. All right, so for this first section here, like I said, we're going to use Wireshark to capture network traffic between the two Windows 11 computers. So we have Windows 11 Home here running Wireshark, and then Windows 11 Pro, the remote computer, will be our target computer. All right, so Wireshark is already installed here, so I'll have a link in the resources where you could download it if you want to try it out for yourself. Just open it up here. All right, so it wants to know your network interface, so you're going to need to know which one to use. So we're going to be using Ethernet 0 here. So we'll just double click that. And you can see it already starts to capture traffic right away. And you can see we have some things from Google and Bing and Edge. So this is stuff that's just running behind the scenes because I don't even have a web browser open. And you can see it's going to keep going until you click on stop here. And then you can start it again by clicking on the shark fin. All right, so first we're going to do our ping test here. So let me open up a command prompt. So I'm going to type in ping Win11 Pro. So that's the remote computer. All right, so before I press enter here, I'm going to start up Wireshark again. And so when you stop it and restart it, you're going to get this prompt here asking if you want to save what you've already captured. But in our case, we don't because there's nothing we're interested in. So we're going to continue without saving. So it's going here. So let me do my ping. All right, so we have our 4 replies here. So I'm going to stop the capture. All right, so now you can see we have our ICMP protocol. That's what's used for ping. And I could actually filter by it by typing ICMP up here if that's all I want to see. And you can see we even have an ICMP v6 for IPv6. All right, so here we could see each echo request going out and the echo reply coming back. So this is telling us that both computers are talking to each other. So here you can see the request reply for each one. All right, so now we're going to access a shared folder on the remote computer, which I have open here. All right, so what we'll do is maybe open a file, make a new file, copy a file. So let me get another window open here. Some documents. All right, let me copy this file here. And we'll get ready to paste it in, and then we'll see what happens. All right, so we're going to start it up again. We're not going to save it. Turn off the filter here, otherwise we won't see anything. Okay, so we got this copied, paste it in. Then we can open up this file here, for example, PDF. Let's delete this one. Let's make a new text file here. All right, so let's stop the capture. So you can see right away here we have the SMB2 traffic. So that's the protocol that Windows uses for file sharing. All right, so let's filter on that here. All right, so now we just have our file sharing traffic. So each one of these lines represents a command, such as opening the file, reading it, closing it. So this shows exactly how Windows transfers files between the computers. If we scroll down the list here, we can see what was going on here. So you can see here how we created the PowerPoint file by copying it over to the remote computer. So it's actually creating it on that computer. So obviously a lot of this stuff's going to be, I don't want to say gibberish, but not super useful because it's always going to be capturing more stuff than you need. We've got the close file request. Doing a couple errors here. So just in the short amount of time that we had Wireshark running here, it captured a lot of information. So you can see here when we open the PDF, here's where we made the new text document. And here's when we renamed it. So of course, when you're using this, you're going to have to do some, digging into it to find the information you need. So you really need to know what you're looking at here. You'll notice too, when you click on each one, you get different information in the panes down here specific to this packet. All right, so now we're going to do a remote desktop session into the remote computer. So let's minimize this for a second here. We don't need this or this right now. So I have my saved session here. All right, so let's start this up here before we log in. So we'll clear the session again. So we got to clear out this filter, of course, again. You can see a lot of stuff going on in the background here. All right, so now we're on the remote computer here. So let's just kind of click around for a minute. Okay, so we'll stop the capture. All right, so as you probably know, remote desktop runs on TCP port 3389. So we could set up a filter here like this. So you can see it already gave us a suggestion here, so that's the one we want to use. So every mouse movement, keystroke, or screen update travels through these packets, so it's going to capture every little thing you do. So even though this content is encrypted through RDP, you can still analyze the flow and performance of the session. All right, so when you see these red lines here, it could be some type of resets or some abnormality. So usually you don't have to worry about it here. You can see here it says reset right there in the line. Okay, so like I said, every little thing is captured here. So obviously there are going to be a lot of packets, even though we didn't do too much during the remote desktop session. And also, by the way, when you're done, if you go to File and Save As, you could save your capture if you want to use it later in something else, or reload it and analyze it later, or maybe give it to somebody else to look at. All right, so there were some basic examples for how to use Wireshark over the local area network. So now we're going to move on to using it to analyze traffic coming from the internet. Okay, so now let's start our internet test here by starting up Wireshark again. We won't save the session. Okay, let's open up a browser here. Say we go to a particular website here, like this one. Just kind of browse around here. Let's maybe check out YouTube as well, play a video. I'll let that run for a second. All right, so let's stop our capture here and we'll check out the results. All right, so as we were browsing those websites, Wireshark was doing things such as capturing DNS lookups, TCP handshakes, and even encrypted HTTPS sessions, since we were going to encrypted websites. All right, so now we have our results. So let's start by doing a filter for DNS and see what we got. Clear out this one. All right, so you can see we have our time, we have our source, we have our destination. And you can see here we have this .2, which is our gateway. So if we do an IP config, you can see we have .2 for our default gateway, so that's where it's going out to the internet and coming back into our computer here. All right, so you can see we have our standard query response. So of course you're also going to see the other results here, like we saw earlier in the video, where it was still going out to places like Google and Bing, where it's doing its background operations. So we even have an unreachable line there for ICMP. So here's the one website we went to. We went out to Google Play. Advertisements, double click. You can even see this other websites that it's going out to for some reason. Can't tell you what those are, so if you see stuff like that, you might want to research it. You can scroll down here. Just get things going a little faster here. So a lot of information just for that short period of time that we were browsing the internet here. A lot of stuff from Google too, probably because we were going to YouTube. So you can see if you're running these packet traces here for quite a bit of time, you're going to have a lot of information. So that's where filtering comes in handy. All right, so now if we filter by, let's say, 443, clear this out here. All right, so tcp.port equals 443. Press enter. So now we're only showing HTTPS traffic. So even though the data itself is encrypted, you can see the connection setup, timing, and packet flow, which you could use for doing things such as diagnosing slow websites or dropped connections. All right, let's try this as well. Just TCP on its own. You want to filter just all TCP, maybe even UDP. So one nice feature of Wireshark is as you start typing, it'll give you some choices in case you're not sure what you're looking for. So you could use these other filters if you want to look for some broader traffic types like we saw here, TCP, UDP, or even ICMP packets. So obviously there's a lot more to Wireshark than what we showed you here today, but we just wanted to give you a basic rundown of how it works and how you could check out some filters to kind of narrow down your traffic. All right, so like I said, I'll put a link in the description where you can download Wireshark and then you can try it out on your network. All right, thanks for watching and be sure to subscribe.